amidst the cold expanse of space, where stars bore silent witness to the eternal conflict. The Trojan, a sleek frigate of the Drydus Confederation, carved its path toward destiny. Within its reinforced hull, gunner Tullius, a stalwart guardian of the Confederation's ideals, readied his munitions with practiced hands. The tension aboard was a tangible thing, thick as the armor plating that shielded them from the void. The Trojan was an emblem of speed and agility, designed for the very purpose that now drove it forward, a daring charge through the heart of the enemy's line. Captain Marcellus, a figure of resolute command, steered his vessel with the confidence of one born to navigate the maelstroms of war. As Tullius calibrated his targeting systems, the first explosions detonated in the blackness, distant stars flaring to life and death in moments. The ship shuddered with the impact of shrapnel and bullets, a relentless drumbeat against the armored hull. Yet within, Tullius remained undaunted, his focus laser-sharp as he aimed his guns at the approaching Leviathans, massive warships that formed the backbone of the enemy fleet. The void became a canvas of destruction, painted with the streaks of energy weapons and the glow of detonating ordnance. Tullius, his hands steady on the controls, unleashed the Trojan's fury upon the enemy. Each pull of the trigger sent a barrage of munitions hurtling through space, the brilliant flashes illuminating his determined visage. The battle was chaos incarnate, a dance of death among the stars, with the Trojan weaving its path through the enemy formation like a blade through silk. Tullius's guns spoke again and again, tearing into the hulls of the colossal warships, his every shot a defiance against the overwhelming odds. Under Captain Marcellus's command, the crew of the Trojan operated as a single entity, a testament to their training and their unyielding spirit. They navigated the battlefield with a grace that belied the violence of their assault, their movements choreographed in the language of warfare. Yet, for all their skill, the enemy was not without its own might. The return fire was a storm of destruction, seeking to obliterate the audacious frigate that dared challenge them. Tullius watched as nearby Confederation vessels were caught in the maelstrom, their sacrifices a somber reminder of the war's cost. But the Trojan pressed on, its engines a roar of defiance, its guns a hail of retribution. Tullius, amid the cacophony of battle, felt a surge of pride. Here, in the heart of the maelstrom, they were more than just soldiers, they were avatars of the Confederation's will, a spear thrust deep into the enemy's heart. The Trojan emerges from the first gauntlet, its hull scarred but unbroken, its crew resolute. The battle rages on, the line between victory and oblivion as thin as the hull that shields them. Yet in this moment, amidst the fury of space combat, Tullius and his comrades stand firm, their resolve unshaken, their purpose clear. The charge of the Trojan is but the opening move in a larger struggle, a declaration that the Drydus Confederation will not yield, not while hearts like Tullius's beat within its ranks. Within the labyrinth of enemy warships, the Trojan pressed on, its silhouette dwarfed by the looming behemoths of the opposing fleet. Gunner Tullius, stationed at his post, continued to unleash volleys of fire upon the enemy, each shot a testament to the Confederation's resolve. The Trojan, swift and agile, darted through the maelstrom, its hull resonating with the impact of near misses and direct hits alike. The battle's intensity escalated as the Trojan delved deeper into the enemy formation. Tullius, his focus unwavering, targeted the warship's vulnerabilities with surgical precision, exploiting every opportunity to inflict damage. Yet, for all their skill and determination, the crew of the Trojan was not invincible. A devastating blow was struck when a Confederation vessel, fighting valiantly alongside the Trojan, was caught in a deadly crossfire. Tullius could only watch in horror as it was obliterated, a brilliant flash of light marking the end of countless lives. The loss was a harsh reminder of the war's brutality, a weight that bore down on Tullius's shoulders. Each life lost a burden upon his conscience. The toll of the battle grew heavier as the Trojan itself suffered a critical hit. An enemy missile, its aim true, breached the frigate's armored hull, tearing through the ship with violent force. The explosion rocked the Trojan, the impact hurling Tullius against his console, the world blurring in a haze of pain and disorientation. As the alarm klaxons wailed, signaling decompression, Tullius witnessed the chaos unleashed by the breach. Comrades he had fought beside, laughed with, and shared the quiet moments between battles were caught in the devastation. Some injured, others lost to the void of space. The immediacy of death, the fragility of life amidst the steel and circuitry of war machines, filled Tullius with a profound grief. Yet, amidst the turmoil, the crew of the Trojan rallied. Emergency protocols were enacted with practiced efficiency, containment fields sealing off the breach, preserving the lives of those who remained. The Trojan, though wounded, was not yet defeated. In the face of loss and destruction, Tullius's resolve hardened. The grief and rage that churned within him became fuel for the battle, driving him to push his limits, to fire with a relentless fury. Each shot was a defiance against the enemy, a refusal to succumb to despair. The Trojan continued its audacious assault, weaving through the enemy formation, its guns blazing. Tullius, channeling his emotions into action, played a pivotal role in their advance. The ship, embodying the indomitable spirit of its crew, pressed on, cutting a path through the heart of the enemy. Battered but unbowed, the Trojan emerges from the densest cluster of enemy warships. The bridge, marked by the signs of battle, serves as a rallying point for the crew. Captain Marcellus, acknowledging the toll of their journey, commends their bravery, his words a balm to their weary spirits. The battle is far from over, but the Trojan and its crew have proven their mettle. In the face of overwhelming odds, they have shown that even amidst loss and despair, hope remains, burning bright as a beacon in the darkness of war. Tullius, bearing the scars of the conflict, stands ready to face the challenges ahead, his grief transformed into a fierce determination to honor the memory of the fallen. With the Trojan's hull breach securely contained and its crew's resolve steelier than ever, the sleek frigate resumed its audacious assault through the enemy formation. Their target loomed ahead, the enemy's flagship, a gargantuan vessel that commanded the opposing fleet. Gunner Tullius, seated at his station, felt a potent mix of vengeance and duty coursing through his veins. The losses sustained were not just personal grievances, but debts owed to the Confederation itself, and Tullius was intent on settling them. The Trojan, nimble and defiant, danced through the hail of enemy fire. Its movements were unpredictable, a testament to Captain Marcellus's unparalleled skill and the crew's unyielding spirit. Tullius, with his hands steady at the controls, unleashed a torrent of munitions toward the enemy flagship. Each shot was guided by a singular purpose to cripple the behemoth that led the opposing forces. The climax of the battle unfolded in spectacular fashion. The Trojans' daring maneuvers bewildered the enemy, its guns laying waste to the flagship's defenses. Tullius's precision was instrumental, his targeting systems locking onto critical systems and exploiting every vulnerability. The frigate's assault was relentless, a crescendo of destruction that echoed through the void. In a desperate attempt to quell the Trojans' onslaught, the enemy concentrated their firepower on the nimble frigate. The air around Tullius crackled with the energy of incoming projectiles, a deadly rain that sought to snuff out their valiant charge. Yet the Trojan was as elusive as a specter, weaving through the barrage with a grace that defied its battered state. The turning point came with a decisive strike from Tullius, his munitions finding their mark and breaching the flagship's core. A brilliant explosion illuminated the battlefield, signaling the collapse of the enemy's command structure. As the flagship disintegrated, the remaining enemy vessels fell into disarray, their cohesion shattered. The Trojan, though battered, emerged from the fray victorious. The damage to its hull bore testament to the ferocity of the encounter, and the silence that followed was a somber tribute to those who had fallen. Tullius, witnessing the aftermath of their daring assault, felt the weight of their sacrifice settle deep within him. The victory, though monumental, was steeped in the sorrow of loss, a reminder of the war's unforgiving nature. As the frigate made its way back to the Confederation fleet, the crew's mood was reflective. The Trojans' return was met with solemn acknowledgement, its success a beacon of hope in the ongoing struggle. Yet the celebrations were muted, tempered by the knowledge of the battles that lay ahead and the cost that victory demanded. Tullius, gazing out into the vastness of space, felt the dual pull of pride and grief. The triumph over the enemy flagship was a testament to the Trojans' prowess and the courage of its crew. Yet, the void left by the fallen could never be filled. War, he realized, was a relentless tide, its victories fleeting and its losses indelible. In the quiet that followed the storm of battle, Tullius found a moment of clarity. The fight for the Confederation's ideals, for the future of the Drydus Confederation, was far from over. The Trojans' charge through the enemy line was but one chapter in a larger saga, a saga marked by both glory and heartache. As the Trojan rejoined the Confederation fleet, Tullius knew that the war would continue, its battles waged across the stars. But in the face of uncertainty, the crew's spirit remained unbroken, their resolve a beacon for all who fought in the shadow of their lost comrades. The cost of war was high, but the ideals for which they battled were worth every sacrifice, every moment of sorrow and triumph. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, please be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Feel free to check out either of the videos linked here as well.